staying up with it.
So what was the problem?
Well, that's the problem. People called up that would scream it, and it's some situation, so we're not have to investigate.
This case was recorded on the 6th of November 2025 at a Florida airport during a JetBlue-related domestic violence investigation.
Came and told me, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you because they're together, right? I don't feel comfortable with them flying together because there was some pulling going on. Well, that changes the whole dynamic, right? TSA told me it was one thing.
I guess that's what they saw.
Right.
When they were standing there.
Correct. So I'm pretty sure we can go to TSA, make a determination, and go from there.
What I'm concerned about is when that aircraft takes off from the ground and it's
where they go? New York?
Yeah, they're going to the border.
Right, well, I have to go one way or another. If there's no violence, it's just verbal. Then it's supposed to separate. Keep them separate.
I'm waiting on the supervisor, so you guys can do what you're doing. Let me call D and find out.
Is Thomas your husband, boyfriend?
He's my boyfriend.
Do you guys live together? Do you have any children together?
No children together, but I stay at his house.
I'm sorry, you say no children together?
No.
No children. So you stay there?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you guys been dating?
About 8 years.
Oh, wow, okay. So something happened way before the airport.
I was going to leave early.
Okay, so what, is this your current address, by the way, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you pronounce your name?
Adenike.
Adenike. So, Miss Adenike, what's going on between you and Thomas?
Well, he was here celebrating his birthday. I kind of really didn't want to come anyway because he wanted to go to the casino and he has a little issue gambling. And so I was just coming to really kind of support him. And once we got to the car rental, when the plane arrived, I was supposed to get the car rental with my credit card. And he was supposed to give me the money on the credit card. But apparently it wasn't enough money on the credit card for the car rental. So he gets an attitude.
I'm sorry, when did this all start? When
did
you guys fly in?
First, last night.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you just flew for the night and you're flying back tonight. Okay.
But we were supposed to stay for a couple of days.
Oh, okay.
But because we got into the, disagreement with the car rental, I'm like, I don't want to stay. I just don't even want to be here. I was trying to support him. You know what I mean? He called himself in the attitude because the car rental didn't go through. So I'm like, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? And that was it. So he was just constantly calling me, and I really wasn't picking up. And so I ended up making the early flight back. And so as I come on this side, I'm just like sitting down, like reading my book. He comes out of nowhere.
So did anything get physical outside of?
Not really. I mean, I moved out, but not physical. He tried to like grab my bag or whatever, but I'm like, get off my bag.
Did you get pushed or pulled or yanked to the ground at all? Because someone said that you were knocked down.
When I was trying to push my bag back, because he was trying to grab my bag, so as I tried to push it back, I fell on the floor.
So he didn't push you,
he was just holding my bag,
okay.
Yeah.
We got the girls.
Just give me 1 second. You're not hurt?
No. Yeah, I was just really wanting to just take a flight back home. And so apparently he must have told himself taking the same flight home. So I'm just like sitting down waiting for the flight and I see him walk up. So his stuff was there. But I don't know if he saw you guys and he walked away. Because he hasn't been left about 10 minutes ago. I don't know if he walked up. So.
Do you still have his ID or does he have it?
He has it.
Oh, he does have his ID. Clark, he does have his ID. He did get his ID. So you guys were supposed to fly out, you said
initially on Monday.
Oh, so you were supposed to be home.
Last Monday, but I'm like, I wasn't going to stay here if it was like bad vibes or like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so.
Has there been any domestic violence in the past between you two?
Not recent, like years ago. But nothing like in the last
Was he arrested or charged with anything? No. Was it physical or just mostly verbal? Or?
Just verbal.
Thomas, do me a favor. Thomas, do me a favor. Come over here. So what's going on?
Nothing. I talked to the officer.
You talked to the officer?
I talked to the officer at the gate.
What officer? We're the only ones.
I left my ID and I left my phone.
Okay,
and they paged me to come to the gate.
We're talking about the situation that happened this morning. What happened between you and your girlfriend?
Yeah, no.
Don't say nothing.
It wasn't nothing major. Okay. It escalated. We de-escalated it. You know what I mean? It didn't de-escalate. Well, we got a little loud, and then we got back calm.
What happened from JetBlue take counter to the queue line?
The JetBlue counter to the queue lane?
JetBlue counter to the TSA line, where you guys were talking.
Yeah, no, well, we came out here for my birthday. We got to book a hotel, all right,
I'm not talking about
So-
what you did this weekend. I'm talking about from JetBlue to the TSA queue line. What kind of interaction did you guys have that other people would have seen and reported?
We had a slight disagreement, verbally, went back and forth or whatever. And she told me she was going back to New York. She was going, she didn't want to stay at the hotel anymore. I was like, okay, well, it's my birthday, we spent a lot of money, whatever. But that was it. It wasn't nothing physical.
There was nothing physical. Nobody ever grabbed anybody or fell or anything like that.
No, she grabbed me or whatever, but I didn't do anything to her at all. Like I said, I spoke to the gentleman at the front gate.
In the blue?
The guy just like you.
In the
He
blue?
got the same thing you got on.
Okay.
Yeah, I told him the same situation. I told him the same everything, And he said to me, if there's a problem, y'all just have separate seats. Y'all go back. I told him we got separate seats. We're not going to sit together. We'll fly back. You know what I mean? It's my birthday.
You never grabbed her or anything like that?
Nah, I didn't assault
You
her
never
or
went to the
anything.
ground?
She tripped over her bag. I didn't push her or anything like that. And I tried to help her up, actually. Ask her. She'll tell you I didn't put hands on her. I wasn't physical with her. It was just a verbal disagreement. Like I said, she didn't want to stay any longer. And I was like, okay, we spent all this money. Today's my birthday. And she was like, she wanted to go home. And I couldn't do anything about it. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to respect the decision. So, you know what I mean? So what was the problem?
Well, that's the problem. People called up that would scream it, and it's some situation, so we're not have to investigate.
But yeah, I spoke to the
we may have spoken to him, but he may not have been all aware of everything that was going on.
No, he told me. He said.
But more things
it
came
was
to light. More things came to light, so we have to investigate. When other people start coming up, and we take, not saying it was, we take domestic violence very serious.
No, it
so,
wasn't anything
and
domestic.
when we get, you guys reside together.
Yeah.
I'm asking. No. I'm talking to you now.
No, listen.
So
I asked her to come out here with me.
I understand that. She told us the whole story. It was your birthday, the whole credit card situation with the rent-a-car, the going to gambling. Okay. But if they, and then she decided she wanted to leave.
Right.
So.
Oh, they detained her?
Yep.
I got it.
She got?
What's way everything just like alright? Well, you got a little issue here, right? In the state of Florida, you can't put your hands on a person in a relationship with. Alright, you can tell the judge that, alright?
No, they would just put us on separate flights. Like, what am I?
So it's just straight verbal?
You know what's the bad part? Like I said, like she felt.
I'm gonna put in this with the rest of them.
Shake my head like it's shaking my hat. Nah, I'm just saying like I always do put the tree. I got the big bald spot in the back of my head.
I got a bald spot in my whole head. Yeah. He's good. Thank you.
The legal issues span domestic violence definitions, mandatory arrest, the primary aggressor analysis, and the Confrontation Clause. Under FLAW Stat, Section 741.28, domestic violence covers battery between family or household members. An 8-year cohabiting couple with mutual visits squarely meets the family or household member definition. FLAW Stat Section 784.03 defines battery as intentional, unwanted touching, or bodily harm. Simple battery is a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in county jail. Under Terry v. Ohio, 1968, the airport detention was supported by reasonable articulable suspicion. Under Beck v. Ohio, 1964, TSA witnessed pulling plus multiple witness reports supplied probable cause. Under Atwater v. Lago Vista, 2001, warrantless arrest for a domestic battery misdemeanor is permitted. FLA, Stat, Section 741, 294B. Directs officers to identify the primary aggressor in DV investigations. The 4 factors: history of DV, severity of injury, likelihood of future injury, and self-defense. The victim's disclosed prior arrests, plus the current pattern, weighs squarely against the male subject. FLA, Stat. Section 901.15 subsections 6 and 7 authorize warrantless arrest for DV-related battery on probable cause. The officers you can't put your hands on the first one is a shorthand for the mandatory arrest framework. The recanting-victim pattern is common in DV, driven by fear, dependence, trauma bonding, or concern for the abuser. Florida's mandatory arrest framework was specifically designed to make arrest possible despite recantation. FLA, Stat. Section 741.283 imposes a minimum 10-day sentence upon conviction if a prior DV conviction exists. FLA, Stat. Section 784. 0412. Escalates simple battery to a third-degree felony upon prior DV conviction. FLA, Stat. Section 741.3 provides an independent civil injunction remedy for the victim to file separately. Under Crawford v. Washington, 2004, testimonial hearsay is barred without confrontation. Under Davis v. Washington, 2006, statements during an ongoing emergency are non-testimonial. Under Michigan v. Bryant, 2011, the ongoing emergency analysis considers totality of circumstances. TSA reports plus initial victim statements may be admissible even if the victim later refuses to testify. Under Giles v. California, 2008, the forfeiture by wrongdoing exception applies to defendants who procure unavailability. Under Miranda v. Arizona, 1966, custodial interrogation requires prior warnings of 4 core rights. Under Berkmer v. McCarty, 1984, consensual investigative questioning is generally not custodial. Under Rhode Island v. Innis, 1980, post-arrest spontaneous statements remain admissible without warnings. Under Mueller v. Mina, 2005, handcuffing during a lawful arrest is expected and permitted. Under Graham v. Connor, 1989, use of force is judged under an objective reasonableness standard. Under United States v. Robinson, 1973, search incident to a lawful arrest is authorized. Under Rothgary v. Gillespie County, 2008, the Sixth Amendment right to counsel attaches at initial appearance. The Florida DV framework is built to prosecute cases through multi-source evidence, not victim cooperation. Grading the primary officer earns an A- for separate interviews and correct mandatory arrest application. Additional officers earn a B+ for professional support. The victim earns a C+ reflecting recantation complexity. The male subject earns an F multi-source evidence contradicted his denials from every direction. Lesson 1, Florida's mandatory arrest framework does not require victim cooperation. Lesson 2, recantation is a trauma response, not a defense. Lesson 3, the primary aggressor analysis weighs history, injury, likelihood, and self-defense. Lesson 4, the Confrontation Clause does not shield DV defendants from multi-source prosecution. If you are experiencing domestic violence, contact the National Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or thehotline.org. Let us know in the comments which legal issue you would like us to break down next. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel,